Good morning. My name is Hiromasa Tanaka. I'm from the Meisei University, Japan. Today, I'd like to talk about my presentation regarding the interpretation acts in Iranian-Japanese ELF interactions. And I'm using the visual ethnographic approach to understand the interpretation act. So traditionally, when we talk about the translation and interpretation, it's considered to be a professional performance with a very high level of linguistic and cultural competency. Particularly recently, cultural competency has been very much emphasized because translation act itself or interpretation act itself is inherently intercultural communication. However, when we add a new element, that is the English as a lingua franca, in the past, when English is spoken, it's mostly native speakers of English. And in addition to that, we have a very few number of non-native speakers. And English was used based on the native speakers' norm. However, the recent globalization takes place and the use of English became very different. There are quite a different people with a different native language and culture speak in English. For example, some people have the different language, mother language, other people have another language, and also different dialect can be shared. So some people naturally speak English very well, and other people speak moderately, and there are some people who speak little. So this is a very natural situation. So people need to judge and think of the other people's language competencies and try to use English as a lingua franca very effectively. In order to look at the interpretation act, I would like to do the visual ethnography. And this is a video-aided ethnographic investigations. And with this method, I would use the participant observations attending the real interactions. And also at the same time with reviewing the video recorded the same conversation, we can pay the detailed attention to each of the conversations. And the research site of this study is in Iran. In fact, there are 3 places. One is the ceramic artist workshop in Shiraz with a Japanese artist and Iranian ceramic artist. And one of the person who is a friend of Japanese artists take an interpreter role in this case. And second data is in a pigment shop in Isfahan. The same Japanese artist now is talking with the shopkeeper and shop owner of this shop. And in this case, the shop owner doesn't speak English at all, but shop assistant speak English, and he assists her shopping. And the third one is a carpet workshop in the Isfahan. And in this case, the same Japanese artists are talking with the carpet artist and shop owner, in addition to Mayumi's husband and artisan. So this is the lingua franca English used in multimodal talk. Let me share with the real video data for this. Let me just do this. Okay, in this video, the interpreter is trying to interpret the artisans, ceramic artists talk about what the color, how the color changes after heating in the kiln. So therefore, the Japanese artist is not the ceramic artist, she's a painter. So the idea of changing color with the heat is something quite unfamiliar with this Japanese artist. So he tries to help him understand this very abstract concept of this by these conversations. So there are interpretation of Nima who goes showing the color, and this could be a very multimodal. And he's showing the color and pointing out the actual materials with this. The second data is at the translation at the pigment shop. The same Japanese artist now is trying to find out the blue color pigment, which is used for the paintings with special techniques. And this person is a shopkeeper, and he speaks English. And he's trying to explain the idea of the colors in this shop. There are different ways to call colors, and he's trying to translate English word into Persian language to have her understand what word reflect to what color, which is very difficult to explain verbally. Again, it's a multimodal explanation is going on and translation. She's using the very simple languages, but in this case, the shopkeeper Ahmad is using this is a Persian word and trying to translate the word into Persian language, which is the color is slightly different from what English word describes. And finally, it's a workshop of the kiln. And the person here is trying to repair the kiln with the special techniques by using the thread that he dyed by himself. And he doesn't speak English. Therefore, the person who is sitting next to him is trying to translate. However, not only translate, he's translating the skills that this person owns to repair the carpet. Like, for example, Muhammad, in this case, is a translator, and he's saying one by one, one up, one down, and by showing this sort of artist, I mean, this kiln artist technology and techniques are explained and externalized by the words that he's using. So, as a conclusion, in this presentation, I wanted to show the interpreter-translator in lingua franca English communication. They are not especially given roles for certain participant. Rather, the interpreter and translator are self-selected and socially selected in a given situations. And the interpretation acts and translation only takes place when necessary or adequate. So that means the fixed role of translator is not there. The emergent translator and interpreter try to bridge the linguistic gap and cultural gap and knowledge gap. So in this case, the interpretation act is an act as a part of collaborative reification of an image, concept, skills, or process. Well, I'm doing this research. This is an interim report of my ongoing research. And in order to understand all this verbal communication, I would hope to have one other researcher who can collaboratively analyze this data, who understands the Persian language. So I hope in the next year or next conference, I'd like to present the analysis of this ongoing studies data with this collaborative way with the another researcher who understands Persian. Thank you very much.